Who is Hugo Chavez? Some believe he is the enemy.
He's more dangerous than bin Laden, and the effects of Chavez's war against America could eclipse those of 9/11.
Some believe he is the answer. But no matter what you believe, in South America, he is just the beginning.
Oliver Stone, the hardest working man in show business, has a couple of new movies coming out. In a while, we have Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps, the sequel to Wall Street, which premiered at the Cannes Film Festival earlier this year, and which you'll already know I wasn't wowed by. It was okay, but nothing to write home about. Far more interesting is his new documentary, South of the Border, in which he goes and speaks to Hugo Chavez, president of Venezuela, and an entire generation of Bolivarian presidents who are currently flourishing in South America. Now, as usual with any Oliver Stone movie, it's got him into a certain amount of political trouble in America. People saying, oh, Oliver Stone is siding with the wrong side. That's always going to happen. What's more interesting from a film fan's point of view is the way in which the tone of Oliver Stone's movies have changed over the years. Think back to those early movies. Watching an early Oliver Stone movie was, and I've said this before, rather like being shouted at for a couple of hours. Think of Platoon, war is hell! Think of JFK, back and to the left, back and to the left, back and to the left. Think of Any Given Sunday, football is being overrun by big business. That was what watching an Oliver Stone movie was like. You knew the message because he yelled it so clearly. What's happened in his documentaries, however, is that Oliver Stone has learned to do something different. He's learned to listen. The defining factor of South of the Border is the sight of Oliver Stone venturing to meet these people, asking them intelligent questions, and then allowing them to answer. He has said that one of the reasons for doing the documentary was to give voice to people who are otherwise overlooked by the mainstream media.
Rafael Correa is now being cast as one of the bad left.
Con todo respeto, conociendo a la prensa norteamericana, estaría más preocupado cuando hable bien de mí.
Today, the Argentinian president, with concerns about U.S. trade policy, seemed in no hurry to embrace his American counterpart.
Lo que hay que hacer acá y la mejor manera de dinamizar. Estados Unidos ha crecido en base a la guerra.
You said that.
Dijo eso, textuales palabras.
And it's an interesting change. And for me, it's a change which can be traced back to a particular moment in his career. I'm here at BAFTA HQ in central London, and a few years ago I did an on-stage event with Oliver Stone in the theatre just next door in the run-up to the release of his then new movie World Trade Center. Now, I'd interviewed the director on several occasions before that. I interviewed him about Natural Born Killers and Any Given Sunday, and I'd done a fairly lengthy Radio 2 documentary about his work. And every time I'd met him before, he seemed forthright and combative, very, very certain of his opinions. Something changed when he was talking about World Trade Center. He gave a short lecture and then he answered questions, and he seemed humbled by the subject matter. In fact, some critics took it upon themselves to say that he was overawed by the subject matter, that somehow in dealing with the events of 9/11 he had met his match and he had lost the ability to make the kind of forthright movies that he had been known for. I think it was something far more fundamental than that. I think that as he grew through his filmmaking, he learned to listen. The key thing about South of the Border is not the voice of Oliver Stone. It's the voice of everyone else in the movie. And for me, the most interesting characters on screen are not the presidents, although they themselves are very interesting, but Stone, a man who started shouting and has now learnt how to listen.